once again, you want to go ahead and draw yourself a triangle in the context of what you were given. So here's our triangle over here. Now, we are assuming that it's going to make a triangle, but we don't really know for sure because in this situation, it happens to be a side-side angle situation. You have a side over here, followed by another side, and then we come to our third piece of information, which is an angle. So it's a side-side angle situation. So what we need to do is we need to decide, okay, how many triangles are formed? So once you have your situation drawn, and you know it's this last one, you got to figure out the number of triangles. If it's any of the first four, don't worry about it. There's only one triangle available. You just work it out. Now, in this situation, since our opposite side over here is 21 and it's larger than the adjacent side, we know we only have one triangle because when you look back here, when the opposite side is greater than adjacent side, it's one triangle. So we just go ahead and solve it like normal. We do have an opposite pair, our A and angle A and side A, so we'll use our opposite pair. Sine of our angle equals, or over the side of A, which is 21, equals, and in this case, we need to go ahead and find B. If we would finish drawing in our triangle here, B would be in the lower right corner over here. That's what we're trying to find. We would not be able to find your angle C or side C at this point because there'd be too many things that we would not know. So once again, you'd cross multiply. You want to try to solve it for sine of B, so you get rid of the 21 by dividing. Now you got to get rid of the sine. To undo sine, you do sine inverse. This is your calculator ready form. You type it in and you get this for an approximation. Well, you know angle B, you know angle A, so we could get angle C because all your angles have to add up to 180. So go 180 minus all your other two angles and you get angle C. So now we can go ahead and figure out side C. Once again, we're going to start off with our given information, our opposite pair, equals, and then in this case we'll go the sine of our angle over our side that we're looking for. And this is a lowercase c. So now we want to go ahead and cross multiply. Then we want to get c by itself, get rid of the sine of 26. This is our calculator ready form. We type it in and we get our decimal approximation. Well, once again, we draw ourselves a triangle in the context of what we were given. But you notice in this situation, we have a side-side angle situation. Since it's a side-side angle, we need to check to see how many triangles it is. Well, for this particular case, we have no triangle formed. Since our opposite side, which is 5, is less than our adjacent side, which is 12, times the sine of our angle, which is 78. When you type the right side in, it's larger than 5, so it's no triangle. Well, we know that because when our opposite side is less than adjacent side of our angle, what we just did, it says no triangle. Well, if it's no triangle here, we can't go ahead and solve it, so we go on to the next problem. So now we need to go ahead and find B. In this case, we're only looking for angle B. Well, we have two triangles formed. You draw your triangle in the context of what you're given. You notice once again it's a side, followed by an angle. So it ends up being, once again, a side-side angle. So we need to go ahead and follow our rules that we had back here to see which one it is. Well, our opposite side's not greater than the adjacent side. Our opposite side was not equal to our adjacent side times the sine of our angle. Our opposite side was not less than adjacent side times the sine of your angle. It's none of these first three, so therefore it has to be two triangles. So, to begin with, we're going to go ahead and solve this like we normally would. We'll take our given opposite pair of the A's equals the sine of angle B over the side of B. So now we're going to go ahead and try to go or find B. So we'll cross multiply, get rid of the 6. Now you got to get rid of the sine. So that's your sine inverse. You have your calculator ready form. Type it into your calculator, and we get B to be this, which would be then in degrees. Well, when you're dealing with a two-triangle situation, your second angle B is always supplementary to your first angle. So to find your second angle B, it's just going to be 180 degrees minus your 53.9. So your one answer is 53.9, and your second answer would be what you get when you subtract these two. Well, let's go ahead and look at this. We have two ranger stations that are 5 miles apart. We have our first tower and our second tower. Now, our first tower we know is 27 degrees east of north. So you go straight north, rotate 27 degrees. Our second tower says you go straight north, rotate west 32 degrees. So we go straight north, rotate west 32 degrees. Well, this angle 27 and this angle down here have to form a right angle here. So we go ahead and figure that out. Same idea over here. These two angles have to form a right angle or 90 degrees. Well, we now know our two sides, or two angles. We can figure out then our third angle. Now, we're trying to figure out how far the fire is from our first tower. That would be this side here of side X. Well, as you look over here, we have an opposite pair. We were given this, and we figured this out. So we can then use the law of sines to help us out. So we'll take our opposite pair, which we have here on the right, sine of our 59 degrees over the side opposite of 5, has to be then equal to what we're looking for, which would be the sine of 58 degrees over x. So now we solve it for x by cross multiplying, getting x by itself by dividing by the sine of 59 degrees, typing it into our calculator from our calculator ready form here, and we get approximately 4.99 miles.